Hello, everybody. Ryan here from Android Coliseum, here to do my review today on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8. Now, amazing device. I've been using the Tab S4 for the past 4 years, and I gotta admit, it's interesting that there's not that much of a difference between these two models in terms of performance. Now, that's not saying that this Tab S8 is as slow as something 4 years ago. I think it's more of a thing that there's nothing we're throwing at these devices that really is going to take advantage of the upper end computing, that you're not going to make it sweat. It's like getting a Corvette and telling it to play in the in the school zones. It's never going to go above a certain speed. Anyways, I haven't been impressed with it. I have sort of played some heavier games on it and with the higher resolutions. And it's never broken down for me in terms of sweat. So let's go through it. So this is the Tab S8. This is a $900 tablet. This is the base model. You can get more expensive models with the S8 Plus or the S8 Ultra, which basically all they do is they add bigger screens. And this is a TFT screen. Those ones would come with an AMOLED with its HDR Plus. I don't know if I'm going to notice a difference. I've been enjoying this display, so that's pretty cool. It's got USB-C, obviously, but it has no headphone jack, just like the Tab S7 before it. But just like this Tab S7 as well, it also has the fingerprint sensor there for you if you wanted. And then there is your headphone or the micro SD slot on it. Okay, so this is about 11-inch display, so slightly the same size as my Tab S4, but just squeezing as much as we can out of the bezels to get it at the 11-inch size. And I gotta admit, I like it. I mean, this is the right size. The other size I think would be just too big. This is still the right size that you can still hold it, but then if you'd want to get is like something like the keyboard case. I have this for the Tab S4, and it really changes the way you use your device. So you can play some video games, but if you're going to want to watch a movie, you're going to want to prop it up. And if you're going to get a case to prop it up or something, you might as well get the keyboard case, because then you can actually get some work done with it. You can actually go around and type some spreadsheets out. You can work on your website. You can do all that kind of fun stuff like a laptop. And speaking of laptop, just like the other models before it, which is really cool, it has DeX. Now, Samsung even has a built-in wireless DeX, so if you have the right monitors, you can connect wirelessly to those monitors. But this is like their desktop operating environment, so you can see, things like, oh, I'm going to bring up this window and that window and this window, and I can actually move around. And then if I plug it into an adapter or I get in a mouse keyboard thing, I can use that. I use the adapter to plug it into my HDMI connector and actually have it as an external monitor work with it. And I can actually use this like a laptop in a sense, actually have my device. The sad thing is, unfortunately, you don't get to use them together. When you do DeX right now, it's going to open DeX on the big monitor, but on the smaller monitor, it's going to revert back to essentially Android, which is okay, but it would be really nice to be able to go back and forth, like a separate second monitor. So I'm really hoping for better things down the road on that. In terms of like features that Samsung's brought in, there's not a lot brand new that's breaking or whatever that they could have been doing. We've got all the tried and true stuff. Like if you want to bring in your your S Pen stuff. Now this is the old S4 S Pen, so it doesn't have a lot of the features the new ones would have. But you got to buy that separately, just like the keyboard case. So even though it's just $900 is a good price, you're still gonna want to buy these accessories. And again, this really transforms the way you do things, so that when you can actually screen write, you take a picture of it and then you just write. Right? Let me see. Right. Ryan was here. Right? So you can do that, or don't forget to change this icon or this way. So you can. I do this a lot if I have to send maps to people. It's a really neat little feature, so that you have that. You have all those cool features from the S Pen and more, and then Samsung also has these little slide out things. Come on, slide out. Doesn't want to work. There we go. I don't really use that myself, But then you even get things like the game mode. So if I bring up a game like PUBG, I can actually, once it loads, you can see there's different game modes. I can, so if I want to record this game or I want to, silence notifications, I can do all those kind of fun things while I'm in game mode while I do that. So it really runs the gamut of everything. So this isn't just a media device. This isn't just a video game device. This isn't just a getting work things done. This guy's got enough chops to do everything on that, right? So, and like I chunked up the settings on this and played some games, and I've got myself a couple of chicken dinners on it. So it's been doing quite well in terms of being able to play games, do work, act as a laptop, act as a desktop. That's great for what I think you're going to pay for $900 for this. I did have some issues. Sometimes I noticed that sometimes a certain area would stop working as well as it should. I don't know if that's just because I got a review unit that we get a ton of people who all use the same device and it just gets worn, but it was really kind of crucial when I'd be playing PUBG, and then that last few scenes, I couldn't move or couldn't equip, and it just made, it got tricky. But overall, the battery's been phenomenal for it. The performance has been amazing on it. It's got options for the S Pen. It's got options for your desktop. This is a buy. I really think this is a buy. Know that if you really want to get the most of it, you're going to want to buy some accessories. So, yeah. In the meantime, I'm still happy with my S4. I've been really happy with that guy. Getting something about this right now for me isn't quite you because I have this, but I think if you're looking, the S8 Plus or the S8 is a really good option. All right, I'll have a website review up on the website, folks. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks.